Hi guys, Jeff here. So again, we're still on my same section. My 1 hour lunch is now turned into 2.5 hours. I took way too big of a section. And prep. I had to go after I started leveling. More thatch was coming up, so I had to move that all to the side and do another collection. I had to do so many collections. It is pure physical labor, guys, to get all the dead thatch out of there and get dirt and then level it. So I am pooped. I'll probably do half this tomorrow, half the size, because this is way too much. I didn't know how long it was going to take. But this is the fun part, guys. Now, when you put the seed down, I don't know if you can see, seed, Pennington, Smart Seed. It comes with everything you need. I like to buy the everything you need. I know it's a little more expensive, but I just put it down. I don't cover it. And I've had great results if you stay on top of it and water it. That is the big thing. You want to moisten the ground every day, maybe twice a day, because you don't want the seeds to dry up in the sun and then you wasted your money. So I really soaked them pretty good. A dampening, not a puddle. If you're doing a puddle, then forget it. You're going to do the opposite. You're going to choke it out. You don't want to leave it dry, underwater it, and then it'll get dried out by the sun. But this was a lot of work in the last 2.5 hours. But tell yourself that once you get to this point, you'll never have to deal with this again as long as you stay up on your lawn and don't let it go like my lawn guy did. But it was a blessing in disguise because even though my lawn guy screwed me over, I was trusting him to show up and do his feedings because I didn't know absolutely anything about lawn. He did me a favor because I broke some fears and I learned all about how to do this stuff. And it feels great. It feels great. My wife's very impressed. She can't believe I'm out here doing this. And neighbors see you and make comments, and then they see you doing the physical labor, and that, boosts your status in other people's minds. This guy has knowledge, this guy is doing the labor, and then the end result, you have a beautiful lawn, and you feel great about it for years to come. You're going to remember where it all started, but it's all about preparation. So if you're going to do a lawn renovation, prep. Don't rush through the prep. And that's just not just in lawn care. There's pretty much any kind of project to do with houses. You don't want to rush the preparation step because that's everything. Don't rush it. Put the time in, pay your dues, and then you'll get the rewards. Otherwise, you're going to end up wasting your time and your money, and it's going to come out crappy. You're going to feel dejected and then just give up. But if you put in the time and you prep the ground, I had to do so many dumpings. I had to see that cart right there. I filled that up with tons and tons of thatch and dumped it, came back, got all the thatch to the side, dumped it, came back, over and over until the whole area was clean. And just about done here. So I watered all the sections that I've done, and I'll be able to come back tomorrow, pick another section at lunchtime, probably half this size, and then I'll bang that out. Sooner or later, we'll get close to that window closing, approaching November, I guess. We'll see how the weather plays out, but I'll get as much done as I can now. Whatever I don't get done this year, you always have the spring. You always have the spring to continue growing. So remember that. You don't need to get the whole entire lawn done The main thing now in this fall is to get all the thatch up. You want that thatch out of there, that dead, wasteful grass that covers the soil, because it's not going to do you any good leaving that on there. And now I watched one video from another YouTuber who said all you need to do is aerate your lawn and then put seed on it, even if it's, like my lawn was, tons of thatch. He was dead wrong. Nothing absolutely happened at all. And that was a waste. The aeration wasn't a waste, but I wasted seed. I wasted 2 bags of seed already doing things the wrong way. So I found out the magical formula here is to do a section and complete it all in one session. You don't walk away until you've watered the seed. And if you can't have enough time to do that, then don't start. Don't say, I'm going to come out, all right, I'm going to dethatch, and then I'll come out later after that, and I'll clean up, and then after that I'll level, and then I'll come on later that night and water and seed and water. No, you will get distracted like I did. I wasted a whole bag of seed because I got distracted, and weeds. I had to pick so many weeds out. You can't leave the bare ground exposed. If you dethatched, if I dethatched all this today and I walked away for a day or two, guess what? Weeds would have already started to germinate. Because when you rototill, you're bringing up seeds from weeds. You can't leave that just sit there. And then you're going to get all kind of critters and who knows what. Ground hornets will start to lurk. All kind of bad things. All kind of bad things. You never leave your ground exposed. So remember that. You do everything in one session. If you only have enough time to do 100 square feet, then you just do that 100 square feet, but you do it to completion. That's the cleanup, and the last 2 steps are seed and then water. If you can't squeeze that in, then lower the section. But you don't put it off to the end of the night and say, I'll come out and just water later. No, then you're doomed for disaster. Even if you do it one day, you'll get burned where you're either too tired or something happens. You can't do it. So I watered all this seed in pretty good. I want to keep it damp. Now, since I'm not covering it, which you can cover it with straw if you want, peat moss, but I chose not to cover it. If you're not going to cover it, you got to come out and do this 2 times a day so the seed doesn't burn out. I got pretty good seed to soil contact. I rototilled this baby, raked it. So I'm confident. I've done this several times in other areas I've grown grass in, and I've never covered it. And as long as you water it twice a day, don't let it dry out, you'll be good. So guys, comment, leave any questions. I'll be glad to help you with your renovation project, or hopefully others on the channel will see your questions and suggestions. And I hope we can interact. See ya.